The Dallas Stars have a massive decision to make. Jim Nill has to sign one of his marquee free agents in Mavrik Bourque. Now, the question is, can they do it with Robertson asking so much? As you welcome into Stars Digest, my name is Matthew Wagner, and as always, be sure to subscribe to Stars Digest. 91% of you guys are not subscribed yet. It's completely free, no money changes hands, and daily updates on the Dallas Stars. Also, be sure to leave a like and a comment because I do read a lot of the comments. I do respond to most of the comments. I do like hearing what you guys have to say. I do enjoy that a lot, and I enjoy the camaraderie we build here on Stars Digest. We're a community. We're just trying to build up from the ground up, and I really enjoy you guys, all the comments you leave, guys that have said, hey, I think this will work for the Stars. I think this won't work for the Stars. I think Jim Nill should do this, and so hearing all that is just I love. So we've touched on every free agent so far. The major ones. We touched on Ben, we've touched on Robertson, and now we're going to highlight Mavrik Bourque. Now, a guy that's kind of flown under the radar in the last couple of years. Kind of been a pretty good depth piece, I would say. We've seen him on the first line with guys like Duchesne and Rantanen. We've seen him with guys like Robertson, and he's done pretty well. There was a little bit of a major update regarding Bourque. Mavrik Bourque said he wants nothing but to be a Dallas Star next year. Felt he finally took the big step the team wanted to see 6 years after drafting him, but he's still confident he has more offense to give. Now, I'm not going to solely put the blame on Mav here because, yeah, he hasn't been a big scorer for the Dallas Stars, kind of what they've expected him ever since drafting him. But it's been 6 years, and so that's kind of taken a knock, right? But I would attribute it more to the players he's played with rather than him just not being able to find his zone. He's kind of caught fire in the latter half of the year where he went on a pretty big point streak, had about, I think, 6 points in 2 games, so very good from him. And you look at his stats from the regular season, 82 games played, 41 points, 20 goals, so a 20 goal score, 21 assists. And he's doing that with third line ice time, 8 minutes and 40 seconds of average ice time. The kid's good. Face-off win percentage, he's also been ready, and he's 24, right? So he's going to be a big player. So my advice to Jim Nill and Mavrik Bourque is give him a 1-year deal, maybe $1 million. If this is if you cannot sign Ben, right? If Jason Robertson wants the $12 million, and they said there's a limit to that, right? They're not going to go over the $12 million limit. So if Robertson wants 12.5, sorry, that's not going to happen. So if I'm Mav, you're in a position of strength here, right? Because teams are going to look at this and go, man, he's a good second, third line depth piece I can grab for 41 points. Teams are going to be chomping at the bit to grab this guy when he becomes an RFA. So I think for him, it's sign the 1-year deal, get out of the Sagan contract, then you sign for more money. I think that's the best he can do because he'll be 25. You can sign like an 8-year deal and get out of there, right? So if you look at, I'm going to come back to this graphic here, but if you look at the projected lineup for 27-28, we've referenced this a couple times now. So if you let Mavrik Bourque sign 1 year, right, then they get out of the Sagan contract, then he comes back. You can get him by, if it says there, a 6x6. You can get him on that deal. That would be unbelievable for the Dallas Stars. You could get him for that much. And again, that's only if he signs a 1-year deal this year. Then you look at his playoff stats, Mavrik Bourque's playoff stats. Not terrible. One goal, 1 point. I mean, it's better than what Ben did. 0 power play goals, 0 power play points. Was not on the power play, really. Pretty good shooting percentage. Took a lot of shots. Took 14 shots that season. And his time on ice was heavily increased in a role. So, -1, not great, but he's still young. He's still got a lot to offer for the Dallas Stars. So, I expect him to be a pretty good player moving up. Do I think that he will be a top-line forward? I don't think so. I don't think he just has it in him. He's been decent. He was the former AHL MVP. But then that kind of references back to this quote where they think he's still confident he has more offense to give. I could definitely see him being a 45, 50, even 60-point guy. I think he just needs to find that chemistry with guys like Robertson, like Rantanen, like Johnston. I like the Johnston and Bourque and Rantanen line just because of how well he played. He was very noticeable. Even if he didn't get a lot of points, he was very noticeable out there. So that's why I think Mavrik Bourque should be re-signed. I don't know what Jim Nill's going to do, especially because, okay, let's break this down realistically, okay? Let's say Jason Robertson signs the 8 years he wants for $12 million. Let's say he gets that. Okay, so he gets the 12. So then Bourque, they're gonna have to come at Bourque with a 1 year, $1 million deal, and then they would have to get rid of guys like Lyubushkin and possibly they're gonna have to get rid of Myers. So you free up that cap space to give him that 1 year, $1 million deal. That works, and then they say, hey, listen, Sagan's going to come off the books. We're probably not going to re-sign him or whatever we'll do with him, but then we can give you that big money, that guaranteed money, that $6 million, 6x6, or heck, even an 8x6, right? Because he's earning, he had more points than Stankoven, and he's making less money. So that right there should just tell you that he's worth the money. I don't think him and his agent go out and say, hey, we want a 6x6 this year. There's a possibility they could do that, but I think they have to be a little bit more realistic and more smarter because, yeah, he might get that on the open market, but Nill, the fact that his focus is all on Jason Robertson, that kind of tells me that they're looking at Bourque as a third option, right? They're gonna look at Bourque, then Ben, then Bourque. Because in that press conference I watched of Jim Nill, he really didn't mention Bourque a lot. They just said he wants him to come back. So he was more focused, obviously, on Robertson and Ben being the two big ones. But I truly think Bourque being under the radar is good for him because teams are going to look at that and they're going to go, wow, he's got more offensive upside. It's in him. So I think it's just a matter of the right team and the right players that he has to play with for him to get to that next echelon of elite status. Now, being as it is with Mavrik, he's a good player, right? He's got speed. I think that's the one thing he could work on more is his speed. So last year he had 25 points in 73 games. This year 41 and 82. He's growing. He was on the Dallas. He's on the Texas Stars for 2 years. He led the team with 77 points. And he's a heck of a player. So the question now becomes, what do they do? How do they go about giving him a contract? He was selected 30th overall, so a late first round pick, but still a very serviceable late first round pick. Truthfully, I think that he gets a 1 year, $1 million deal, and then that's how they re-sign him. Then they give him the big ticket next year. There's a very big possibility that he walks and goes, listen, you guys aren't giving me the money I deserve. I want it now. I don't want to sign a 1 year deal. I want to go somewhere. And we see someone like Toronto pick him up, and he instantly becomes a 60-point guy with Gavin McKenna and Austin Matthews if he stays. You're not saving money. You're not saving a lot of money if you let Mavrik Bourque walk. That's just the truth of it. So I think Mav comes back. But I don't know how logistically, without giving them the 1 year deal, that it's not going to happen. I spoke on this in previous videos that and I'll pull it up if I can. Let's see if I can find it here. How Jim Nill said, we're a good team. I'm not going to go out and make a bunch of changes. That's fine. You're a good team, Jim, but if you don't sign guys like Robertson and Bourque, I'm okay with Ben leaving. I've come to terms with that. Then you need to make the changes that benefit your team in the long run. I think letting Ben go is a start of that, and re-signing Mav to a big ticket next year or the year after next is huge as well. So, let Mav get the 1 year deal now, and then the season after he gets the big ticket. That's as simple as we can put it. I think that's the route they're going to go. I don't know what the future holds, but every time something new comes out, I will inform you guys. And that is all here for Stars Digest. My name is Matthew Wagner. As always, go Stars, and we'll see you in the next one.